For presenting today.
Yes.
Thank you. So now moving to the Waihoro Spreydon-Cashmere Community Board Report to Council, presented by Carolyn Potter, Chair of the Board. Carolyn, welcome to the table. You also have 10 minutes to present your report to us. Thank you.
Ata Marie, kia ora. Our report is brief too, and we only had one meeting in April. I just wanted to mention something about just briefly, the decisions under delegation. The Sydenham Cemetery was the Anzac Day celebration that was cancelled, but nonetheless a group of board members were in there, and you will see that in the photographs when we come to that. So a group of us just gathered and said the poem, "They will not grow old as we will grow old," but I'll talk to that when we get to it. This Friday. This is a wonderful effort, and I'll talk about it at the next meeting. But if any of you are interested in a youth initiative that has resulted in lights in a park where the local neighbours supported the lights and everything else that's attached to it, come along at 6 o'clock to 8:30 p.m. this Friday and see the young people open this park, which they just love. And as you all know, basketball has taken over from rugby in the preference of adolescent and older young people. So, but I'll report to that at the next meeting. This is the South Library accessible issues. I just wanted to briefly mention this again. It has been promised that these will be altered. The plywood tables underneath don't meet minimum standards, and I complained about them 6 years ago. And then when they added the computers on top, the computers are again higher than the plywood tables and certainly never met minimum standards for accessibility. And it was plain to the naked eye that they didn't. I don't know what goes with the ghostly glow, but it seems to be the fashion. You will notice that short people have got accessibility via footstools placed along the computers. I hope that in all the libraries where the footstools are, that they acknowledge that wheelchairs, etc., can't access these computers if footstools are there. So while I do appreciate that children should be able to climb up and access it, there are other people who may be precluded if there are too many footstools. Manuka Cottage is due to open. The building is still waiting on the last resort consent to come through. Yeah, there's been a million of them, I can tell you that. Boy, has this been a project delayed, unbelievable. When I heard that it was going to be, when Manuka Cottage was going to be built and finished in 2016, we thought it was a dismal length of time away. In the meantime, I've got closer to the grave. This was the Anzac Day flowers, cheap as they were great, made locally. One went up to the regiment ceremony in Victoria Park. That was a recent addition. The one that went to the Sydenham Library, we started about 4 years ago at the Waltham Gates, but the Waltham Gates went too central. They don't deserve them. And that's where we had our small Anzac community acknowledgement, and we now do it in Sydenham Cemetery at the grave of two brothers who came back from the war in 1918. Their parents must have been thrilled to have seen them, and who died before the end of 1918 by Spanish flu. This is a rock that has been placed, because I go periodically back to look at the state of the wreath, and this is a rock that's been placed on the grave as well, and you see those rocks everywhere. You'll have them in your wards as well. And underneath, can we go down? No,
that's
oh,
those are the only two that's in there.
There's a heart there.
That's in their agendas.
Oh, there's a heart that was drawn locally, and it happens to be in my street, in Neville Street, and people have placed local flower contributions as well. this is, we had 2 young people came back to talk to us about our contribution to their trip. And this is a 12-year-old who went to a Scout Jamboree in Sydney, and she gave us a great story, and she told us all the bad things that had happened as well as scorpions, but she also told us about 3 Scouts who got lost and their parents had to pay $240 in taxi fare to get them back to the Scout Jamboree, which I just thought was hilarious. Imagine that, you fork out to send your kid to a Scout Jamboree, then you fork out again. But look at it, isn't it amazing? And this one, on the right-hand side, 2 young women from Villa Maria came back to talk to us about their choir, who got a silver in the national competition for choirs. And the middle person, Evelyn Ponga, and her friend Amelia, in the choir, in the Villa Maria choir, came and sang to us. And they had gone to the national competition, and they were fantastic. You felt yourself going all red round the face because they were divine. And we're just asking staff to remove these scouts and the choir people, because we promised the parents who were there, who came with the kids to talk to us about what they had done. We promised them that their photographs wouldn't be alive and wouldn't stay in. So if you can rip it up, because we promised them that's what would happen. And that's us.
Great. Thank you very much indeed.
Oh, hang on.
Short and very sweet. Are there any questions for Carolyn? Tim?
Just want to make a comment. It's so poignant of what Carolyn's saying. You know, Taronga, we've spent a huge amount of money on this brand new central library, which is absolutely outstanding, and yet in our community libraries, disabled and certain people can't get access to the computers. It's absolutely. Is that a reflection of our organisation?
It's being changed now, but it's taken 6 years of me moaning. I don't know who else did. Pardon? Oh no, that's right. That's right.
And thank you for continuing to raise it.
Okay. See you later.
Okay, so Yanni, do you have a question?
Is there a community board basketball team for Friday? Is there a community board basketball team for Friday night?
Jeepers, you're asking the wrong person. I'd rather be in the back row with a beer. No, actually no. And we'd be ashamed of ourselves.
You've seen these young guys play.
Compared to the young people, we'd be sort of playing on our knees.
Anyway, thank you for that. That's
Thank you very much. Now, someone to move this report. Tim, you're happy to do that. Phil, you're happy to second. All those in favour say aye. Against. That